So yeah, people, before I forget, I want to speak about Martinelli, of course, because I'm sure, like all of you lot, people, I'm thinking, well, go on for this. Why isn't he playing? And all of these sort of things, people. Now, for what it's worth, in relation to Martinelli, I don't think there's been sometimes I think fans have been overdoing it. Like to be fair, I know a lot's been said of Aubameyang, but generally, if there's, I wouldn't say a positive, but if there's any competition for places or one iffy thing, it's the attacking positions now. And that's one thing I like. Somebody always has to miss out. So in the week or when you get a chance, make sure it's not you. Pepe, Laka, Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Saka, who's made himself undroppable, all these other guys, make sure it's not you. So I don't mind that. So and I do think Martinelli, when he came back from his injury, we weren't in form and he did his thing. And I think he's unlucky that, Pepe and these sort of guys started turning up. I can't understand why Martinelli can't be used, especially in games like that, because don't get twisted. I can sit here and talk until I'm blue in the face about how much I rate Martinelli's gameplay. But one thing I like about him is, and I keep saying it, is the infectiousness, not even just the pressing, just you can just tell when a man's about it, and that rubs off to other players. When you might be moving, like just say we were scared, but you see Martinelli clamp someone or do a little dribble, that might gas somebody else who might be the goal scorer. And I think you need things like that. You need a couple other men setting it. And I think that's one thing I love about Martinelli before you talk about all his abilities. Of course, I think he would have been utilized as well. He's got better hold up play than Aubameyang. I do think if you put him on the left, and even if you wanted to keep Aubameyang there, you move Saka to the right, I think you would have seen something with him and Martinelli, him and Tierney, apologies. I don't understand it. Now, I'm not going to lie. Obviously, Martinelli's had a couple injuries and that, and I agree. I agree. You have to take your time with it, especially when we've effed around with Partey and whatnot, and Tierney. But to a degree, I will say this. If a man's not fit, he shouldn't be on the bench. Clearly, he's fit. I have to assume he's fit enough to play 90, or I have to assume he's fit enough maybe not to play 90, but to be involved at some capacity. But for me, I'm of the belief of from a man is on the bench, he's fit, or on the pitch, he's fit enough to start. It doesn't help me. I remember, what was it, last season? Can't remember the game. But Bellerin had a terrible game, people, terrible game. And it came out, Arteta said, he wasn't fit. He kind of failed this fitness test and we still played him. Lo and behold, he's looking like he's struggling. So again, I have to blame the player for playing poorly, but the manager's putting them in that situation, sort of thing. So I have to say, one, if Martinelli's on the bench, he's fit. And two, if he does play and he plays poorly, man, I'm going to look at him a bit funny. I'm not going to lie as well. I do think people get excited with Martinelli. They don't talk about when he's been meaty. As great as I like him, I'm not belittling him. I just think people get a bit excited. And another reason I'm cool is because obviously he's had injuries, people. This was a few weeks ago. Arteta on Martinelli said it took him a while to come, and now it's about getting his rhythm and getting his place in the team like everybody else. He's not going to get rhythm if you don't give it to anyone else. You said, Willian, he should be ahead of Willian in the pecking order. You've given Willian a couple of more minutes. We do forget, like he said, don't forget that we played him last time against Man United and he started ahead of a couple of other players. So it's not like he's not having the opportunities. We know that he's got huge potential. He's had some really good things since he's done some really good things since he's come back. He has a lot of things to develop in his game because, of course, at his age, it's normal. I don't think Arteta truly rates him or there's a reluctance to play him. But again, I just look at players who can help us, players who get it. And like I said, if he's fit for the bench, he is fit. How can others be seen as better fits? Willian didn't play no part, but you can't tell me you can bring on Willian and not Martinelli when you're chasing a game in Europe and not start Martinelli in the week. I can't understand how he's not seen as an option. He's just being wasted on the bench. What's being done in that regards? It's not like he must be in the team forever. Like I said, I don't feel it's one of them ones where like fans are going on like you have to, as much as I love Martinelli and think he's got potential to be a world-class player, I think he does have to earn his spot, but I can't understand how he's not being utilized. It's a bit like Lacazette. Now, if these guys are carrying knocks and things and only fit enough to be on the bench and not be used on the extreme, I get it. But you've brought them on against Benfica. You've not used them against Benfica, the first leg, fair play, or the game before that. Not used them against Benfica, brought them on for meaty little minutes, not really giving anybody a chance against City. So I don't understand what's going on. Aubameyang, I know he's our captain, but right now he doesn't look like the best fit. And I know he's our top goal scorer, but excluding that hat-trick, hasn't looked clinical. So I don't understand it. Like with Smith Rowe probably at the time, when you look at it, when you had Ozil, you know, I would have played Smith Rowe over Willian, but people probably said Willian in a 10 could be ran ahead of Smith Rowe. Sometimes you just need to give man an opportunity, and look what they can do for you. And Martinelli away from Arsenal's got every reason to want to play, you know, and he's young and almost naive. He's almost fearless, like in the last game against City. He's 19 and he's contracted until 2024, but it is concerning. I don't think it's a case to panic, but he's only been subjected to 5 appearances. Now, again, some of it is due to injuries, but I can't understand it. Since he's been fit, 10 goals in 34 appearances and 5 assists, a hand in 15 goals in 34. Well, my word, you know, only 3 in the league, but, you know, let's not focus on that. So, yeah, he's had the knee injury, and like I said, people, fair play, you know, big up. He did start against City, he did start against United, fair play. He did get 19 against Thingy. Since he's been fat, it's been cool. And remember, when he was, you know, turning the corner in these games, he did get that other knock I spoke about. But since then, he's just been on the bench, really and truly, and not being utilised. Like, I can't understand it, you know. He can't. Why couldn't he have helped us in these games? Like, and you're not using him in Europe. So if he's not been fit for a while, he shouldn't be on the bench. I don't get it, people. I don't get it, especially at a time where other players are not doing the job.